Greetings, one and all. It is I, LaBelle24, here to bring you an exciting game of StarCraft 2. This is an exclusive replay, which makes it sound so much more exciting, between two Protoss players. Over here spawning in the right position, our blue Protoss. It is Frosticles. Never heard of him? Well, we'll talk about him in a second. And over here we have, as the red Protoss, EG Axslav of Team Evil Geniuses. Of course, naturally, because of the EG. Very strong player, used to play Warcraft 3, I believe. Very good, very good. This is from the Zeke, or Zook, or how are you supposed to say it? The Z33K tournament that apparently they hold every day, believe it or not. Frosticles here is a good friend of mine in real life. He's a top tier Masters player of Protoss, and he's actually really good. And he actually is the person that inspired me to play Protoss, and it's pretty cool. So we see some friendly banner. Have you been playing a lot lately? Axlav's like, yeah, I have been playing lately, you know. But Frosticles points out he hasn't seen him in any tourneys lately. Maybe he's trying to debunk this myth that he's been playing. But Axslav retorts, there haven't been many lately. He's in the IEM qualifiers for New York. How'd you do? He qualified for IEM New York, so good work, EG Axslav. Good work, son. Frosticles like, is it a LAN event? You know, yeah, it is a LAN event, you know. I could talk about the game instead of this chat. Ah, nice. We see the gas for Axslav is behind. It looks like his gateway was on 13 instead of 12, which was when Frosticles threw his down. Just a little bit different in playstyle. It's kind of interesting. We'll see how that changes everything. Okay, it didn't look like he had 3 for a minute there, which would have been disastrous if you don't have 3. Gonna throw down that cyber core. Normally you want to get that because that's a pretty good thing to have. We go over here. Looks like about the same thing, but ooh, look at this micro. Look at the APM. It's like 1,000,000. It's 58 right now. He's a good player, I swear. But he was able to delay that cyber core, and he did delay it by about 15 seconds. It looks like, which doesn't sound like a whole ton, but in PvP, every second counts. And very good play by Frosticles. Good use of his APM, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. We see both players are getting his Zealot. Very good for defense. Warp Gate is all the way for Frosticles. He's going to start Chrono Boosting it out. They both have saved up a lot of Chrono Boost, which is very useful for him when he gets that Warp Gate out fast. We see, looks like he'll probably get this Warp Gate soon. Okay, he'll just Chrono Boost it, and oh no! This is so bad. I don't think he's realized that he's not actually getting Warp Gate yet, and that is not a good thing. He really needs to hit that G button. I'll click it for him. He's gonna Chrono Boost it again. Oh my god, he doesn't realize. There, he finally realizes, but he's 70 seconds behind his opponent already. Axslav making a crucial mistake here. We see 4 gateways going. Well, 4 gateways are on the way for Frosticles. Well, only 3 are on the way for Axslav, so it will be pretty tough for him to defend this. If this is in fact a 4-gate push, he's going to have a miracle defense here to try and hold against it. We see Frosticles going to send that Zealot into the base, it looks like, maybe to poke up, see what's happening, and all he's going to see is death, because as it stands right now, oh no, he's got to be careful with that Zealot. He's going to lose the Zealot. He's trying to back up. Micro. Micro's pretty cool, and it looks like this Zealot will go down. Oh no, this Stalker trying to pick up this last Zealot. Can he get it? Yes! But now he's got 2 Stalkers versus 1 Stalker. This isn't the position you want to be in. Warp Gate is about done for Frosticles. Axslav is pulling off probes to try and deal with this. There are proxy pylons everywhere. 3 proxy pylons. He doesn't even know about this one. And he finds this one, but he still doesn't know that this one still exists. 4 Stalkers coming in. Well, 3 Stalkers coming in for 4 Stalkers. Looks like it's going to be, we're just going to look at the unit stat now. It's 5 Stalkers versus 2 Stalkers, which is going to be pretty tough to deal with if you have the 2 Stalkers. But he picks off 1. He gets 2 more, and now the probes are coming in the fight. The probes are going to do some really nice surrounds, do some really good damage. Does pick off that one. It's 4 Stalkers to 2 Stalkers, but these probes are really contributing to the fight. They're so tough to deal with early game. If you have to pull probes, it can be really beneficial. We see he's still ahead in the probe count right now, which is impressive to say the least, that he's losing all these probes and still keeping pretty even. We now see 3 Stalkers versus 2 Zealots, with 2 Zealots versus 2 Stalkers. We see he's going to pull back into his base, and look at this. Frosticles is now in the main base of Axslav. Could this be it? But he does have 5 Stalkers, which are really good against these Zealots. Although the Zealots are really good against them, but not really, because it takes forever for them to hit. Anywho, we see he's going to start focusing down this pylon. He will get it. It will not actually supply block his opponent, and I think he needs to back out now. There's a 5th Stalker coming out. He's got 2 more Zealots on the way, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. These Stalkers can kite Zealots all day long, and they might actually get this one before he can even slice his side blades. And no, there goes one. This Zealot is running for his life. He gave his life for ire. We see now it looks like Frosticles is forced to back out because there's no way he can engage his force, especially with his battered Stalkers making their retreat back to home base. And it looks like that 4-gate wasn't entirely unsuccessful because he is ahead in the probe count, and now he's just going to make probes. Very good as transitioning out of it. Although I don't know why he's throwing down 1,000,000 pylons, because now he's at 32 of 58, but that's fine. Apparently, because one of his pylons is going down there. Okay, that makes a little more sense, but still, it's a bit much. He's going to get a sentry so that, you know, he doesn't just auto lose the game. Oh man, that's so cool. Good old, I didn't mention this map, it's MLG dual site, but yeah, it's a map, and it has the coolest Zelnaga watchtowers, because they're, like, warp gates. It's awesome. Anyway, this one Stalker is going to poke up here, see that he does not want to really fight this, and it is going to make him have to back out. There's no way he's going to break up that, especially with that sentry up there, which will be mighty difficult to deal with if you're Axslav. We see a Twilight Council going down. Robotics facility is done. Looks like Axslav is just now getting his robotics facility. We see, looks like he'll probably get Blink for all these Stalkers he has. That's my only guess, unless he wants to charge for like the no Zealots he has. I wouldn't actually recommend that if you are playing. So we see right now, we look at the income tab. Frosticles is ahead right now, and that is a testament to the fact that he did do some damage, and that Axslav made a big mistake in not getting that warp gate right early. But I think right now both players are starting to stabilize, and we might actually see a macro game in PvP. How funny is that to say? Looks like you will be getting that blink as soon as he has the gas for it right there. Gonna chrono boost that stuff out. Normally always a good idea. Observer will be heading out to see what he can see. This Stalker's chilling here by this awesome looking thing. We see the Observer just going to come in and see what's going on. We see a Robo facility, or a Robo Bay rather, for Axslav, which means Colossus are on the way. And this game just got colossally out of proportion. Oh, that's a bad pun. But it doesn't matter, it's a bad pun. Looks like Frosticles is looking for the expansion here. That does mean he's going to have less units. Axslav will spot it. Very nicely done. Just poking in here. A very low risk scout. Gets to see it. I like that play right there. You know, he was able to get all the information he needed, and he didn't risk anything to do it. We see him moving out with this really scary army. Look at the units tab real quick. It is 7 Zealots to 2 Zealots for Frosticles, but 5 Stalkers to 7 Stalkers for that guy. The Observer did get picked off. We see 2 sentries. So right now it looks like, if we look at the army size tab, I guess, it looks like Axslav's army is just a tad bigger. It is going to depend really on the angle and a bit of micro here, but the Zealots are pretty good against these Stalkers if they can get in their way and start doing the damage. But if Stalkers can kite them, it's going to be difficult, especially with these sentries here. We do have an Immortal now that is going to start cutting through everything. We see Colossus are on the way, and does Frosticles know about it? Frosticles has no idea that the Colossus are on the way. This could be huge if he doesn't get Colossus of his own, if he just sticks with Immortals. This is played with patch 1.4, so you see these Immortals have a range of 6. It's crazy. That's the same range as a Stalker. Don't believe me? Look, range of 4 or 6. If they had a range of 4, that'd be awful. We see he is mining out his bane pretty quick. We see that thing, extended thermal lance coming down. Blink is done for Frosticles, which means these Stalkers are going to be very nimble. They're going to be nimble, be quick, and maybe even jump over a candlestick. We see not a lot interesting going on. Frosticles told me this is an action-packed game, so it's pretty good so far. We're going to see what happens. Not chrono boosting out that crucial upgrade that makes Colossus, well, good. I kid, Colossus are good. No, well, they're a lot better if you have the upgrade, but they're even better if you have the upgrade. We see Robobay is going there for Frosticles now, so his Colossus tech will be delayed a bit, but he will have those Immortals, which do a ton of damage against pretty much, well, the Stalkers and that, so only 6 things in that entire army, because Zealots don't take additional damage. Fun fact. Anyway, we see, oh my god, I flipped his camera on mistake. That's fine. We can just watch this little micro battle. Oh, he gets that. That's crazy talk. Very nice, nicely done by Frosticles. Is going to try and take whatever he can. Probably should open the protection tab up. Nothing is happening for Frosticles right now. Is going to get that observer out to see what he can see. Maybe he should start thinking about Colossus. I don't know. But I'm no pro gamer here. Anyway, we see 2 Colossus are already on the field for Axslav, with another one being chrono boosted out. And this is very interesting position here for Frosticles, where he is totally behind in this Colossus production and doesn't look to be catching up at all. He doesn't even have Thermal Lance on the way. He doesn't have any gas. He is getting charged, though. I do like this play for a variety of reasons. Charge slots are really good. I think that's the only reason I need. We see still no Thermal Lance here. There we go. He doesn't forget about it. Is going to get that Chrono Booster right away. He is running out of Chrono Boost, though, so I don't think he's going to be able to get this stuff out as fast as he really wants to. 3 Colossus are on the way for Axslav now. A 4th one is on the way for Axslav. 2 more Gateways being thrown down. A Forge being thrown down. He wants to get those upgrades as quickly as he can, and I can't blame him. I really think that Frosticles would do well if he would get an upgrade or 2, because personally, I feel the upgrades are very important, and the quicker you get them, the more beneficial they become. But I sound, apparently, I feel like I sound like the like those tips at the beginning of the game, like expanding a new resource spots early game can be risky, but sometimes the risk is worth the reward. And you're like, oh, okay, so that's cool. We see +1 weapons is on the way for Axslav, which is a very crucial upgrade. If he can get, he might be looking for a timing push here, and if he does, it will be very deadly for our player Frosticles. We see getting a bunch of Zealots. Zealots do die about in less than no seconds at all. What happened to Thermal Lance? Did he cancel it? Oh no, that's so bad for him. The longer that Thermal Lance is delayed, the worse. And plus, I don't even think it'll be ready in time for when +1 weapons is done. And if he can't get this Thermal Lance up, these 5 Colossus are just going to massacre his entire army. And that's the risk you lead. He's getting a Templar Archives, though. I didn't mention that, but I mentioned it in my head, so it made it feel like I did it in my in Templar Archives. High Templar are a interesting choice here. If you can get some Lucky Storms, maybe just going for Archons. I don't know. I'm not in the minds of these players. +1 weapons is just starting for Frosticles. That Thermal Lance isn't done, and I think that Axslav really wants to push here really soon. We look at the army size. Yes, we see that the supply is a bit bigger for Frosticles, and he is a little behind on the workers, but, well, just kidding. Now he's behind them both. But it doesn't really matter when your opponent has 6 Colossus to your 3, and you don't have Thermal Lance. That is a disaster. He will have Thermal Lance, though, before this army gets there, but I don't know if he has enough to hold it off. I really don't. It doesn't seem like his army is big enough. +2 weapons might even be done before +1 weapons, depending on how much you Chrono Boost it. Templar are warping in just for those Archons. Very good. I like this play. It's going to be real good against all these Zealots. This is a very Zealot-heavy mixture, and Archons do insane damage against Zealots. It looks like Frosticles was trying to capture a 3rd. He is going to cancel it. Canceled! 300. Thanks, user interface. We see it's going to take some insane, sick micro to hold off here, because, oh my, but that will help that he just donated a few Zealots to charity. Very good. Looks like he's going to try and capture this again. Probably not going to happen. He doesn't cancel it this time, because if he did, we would see canceled 300. 300 is a movie, too. We see no charge on these Zealots, though, for Axslav. That could come into play here, but all these Zealots will probably end up doing is charging into their doom. He's got to be so super careful. With this 7 Colossus of Axslav, it's going to be tough to deal with. High Templar will morphing in, and they almost get picked off. Here comes a big battle here. Looks like the Colossus are getting separated from the entire army, but we see this Colossus starting to focus him down. We look at the unit 7, and it does not look good for Frosticles. He is losing too many units too fast, but no! He's turning the tide! He might be able to take down all these Colossus, and if he can take down this army, he is going to be in such a good position. We see a ton of lag here. This is ridiculous. I don't know who's going to win, warping in a bunch of charge slots, but it looks like the army of Frosticles is starting to fall apart. He's running out of units. 2 Colossus are still left for Axslav, and the computer can't take the coolness of this game. There are 2 Colossus left for our Frosticles player, and Axslav is gonna lose these Colossus. What a hiccup there. We see that it looks like all these units will go down, and I think that Frosticles is in a really good position here. He might just be able to take away this game. We look back here, we see High Templar and Colossus, more Colossus and Zealots. I don't know if this is enough. It's going to be close here. We see double Colossus protection coming from Frosticles, and the armor supply is way ahead. I think if he can push now, he's in good shape. But there is a third going down for Axslav, and if he can get that all taken care of, it'll be very difficult to deal with. He probably will want to get an expansion here, or just morph in a bunch of High Templar, whichever he prefers. Looks like he is going to dance around here. I think he really needs to attack here right now if he wants to win. But who am I? I'm JR. You know, and this is an interesting game. I like how Axslav is putting probes all around the map, making sure that he knows what's going on. We see this army darting around. Look at the Colossus count, 4-2, and here comes this push, and this could be really deadly. Where is Axslav's army? There it is, hanging out on this ramp. Very interesting place for it. A lot of wide open spaces. He probably doesn't want to engage in a choke because, well, there are more Colossus for his opponent, and engaging in a choke would probably just end in him losing. We see Zealots aplenty. We see 2 Archons. Actually, we pretty much just see Zealots aplenty. And can Zealots overcome this mixture? He is above his opponent in upgrades and in army supply. Here comes a big battle. Zealots are darting in. There are so many Zealots charging in. They're going to start focusing on these Colossus. The Colossus are all dying right now. They can't shoot their laser beams fast enough. It's like War of the Worlds, but with a lot more Zealots. Oh my god. And Axslav is going to push back this army. And oh no. I think that Axslav may have just sealed the game. All these Colossus are going to go down now. Oh, I thought that probe killed him, which would have been awesome. All those Colossus are going to go down, and now I think it's Axslav's time to make the final push, to put the nail in the coffin, to give his opponent some sweet chin music. And here it comes. This is like a tombstone pile driver, and he is just going to massacre everything Frosticles holds dear. Frosticles could make a last stand here with these High Templar. Probably want some more from the Archons real quick, like, to try and get some form of defense here, but I don't know if it'll be enough. We see +1 armor will be done for him before his opponent, but I don't think it matters at this point. He's got 2 Colossus on the way. It'll take a miracle defense to hold it, and by miracle defense I mean he doesn't have a chance to win this game at all. That's all she wrote. GG, man. Well played, said Frosticles. As we get to the conclusion of this game, very well played by both these players. I will have more replays, hopefully by this Frosticles cat. If you liked him, look him up. He's pretty cool. He live streams, as do I. Self-plug. Okay. Alright, folks. That'd be the game. Very well. So long. Hasta luego. Something else.